Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Akuban Nights.
Good nights.
I would never forget the name of the show.
Akuban Vice. Welcome back to
Akuban Cart Theft 101. Well, okay, technically. Cart rental.
It's becoming Vice because Neal's making us into drug smugglers, so.
You haven't even looked in the cart, guys. It's not filled with gnome dust until you can see the gnome dust. All right.
Anyway, so yeah, I've got a cart.
You do. You got the cart.
Yes. In that case, I will drive it back to where everybody else is waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, well, actually, I will try and ensure that nobody's following me while I.
No, it's wide open plains. You just walk on in, and it's fine.
Okay, right. So yeah, I'll go back to where everybody else is waiting, and I'll just be like, so I've got a cart, but I'm concerned about these. So, okay, we have a cart. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
However, the lady running the brothel was how can I put it?
You didn't pick up any supplies?
Oh, no, I didn't.
That's fine. I think we can get some on the way. Don't be so worried.
No, brother. Let me finish explaining. So, she agreed to let me have this cart in exchange for dropping off these totally not suspicious crates and Onyaka. So, yes. Brother, is there anything we can pry open these crates with? Because I'm pretty sure they're probably full of something dangerous and or illegal.
Doesn't that just benefit us?
Let's
Did you
find
buy
out
the card? Or did you really buy the card?
No. As I said, she gave it to me free in return for me taking these crates of whatever they are to Onyaka.
Didn't say you should buy a card.
Anyway, let's find out what's in the crates, shall we?
Okay.
Come on, brother, you're the strongest. Do it carefully now.
But me?
Yes,
It
you.
is, but it might be trapped. You should open it.
Brother,
I'll just
I
stand back
still have
here.
2 very nasty wounds, okay? I really don't want to be straining myself.
I'm so tired of your excuses. Where's the crowbar?
They're not nailed shut. That you can just open the lids.
Oh, well, in that case,
Well,
I'll be
then
like,
just open the lid. Well, it's very heavy. Don't burden yourself. I'm already pushing the lid open.
I'd be careful in case they're trapped, brother.
Doesn't look like it. Still standing.
It's still standing. Inside the cart, you find the first one has like some rations and supplies of traveling food, and the next one has some like scythes and some hammers and nails and like farming equipment and tools. And you open the next one, and it's got like coiled rope and other implements of farming and some folded cloth, like canvas fabrics and everything, and that's it.
Maybe a hidden bottom.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to start checking the crates for false bottoms and things.
Yeah, give me a perception check while you search the cart. Anyone who wants to search makes a perception check.
This can't be that simple. It can't be. Nobody's trustworthy.
You took the wrong cart.
they accidentally left the smuggling cart. Oh my god, Maya. No one else even bother. So
I'm
Maya,
basically
you're
searching the entire cart. I'm just like checking underneath the cart.
You're checking for
Checking
false
the
bottoms,
donkey.
and there are none, but you like slip under the cart, and there's like under the cart is a couple of crates that have been attached to the base under the cart. So their roof is the cart's base. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. The cart's got a false bottom. False top. Yeah.
False
okay.
thingy,
No.
yeah.
Right. So
You can open those boxes.
I'm going to check them for traps first.
Give me another perception check.
Right. I'm going to be like, oh, hang on a second. Oh,
It's all
God.
good. It's all good.
right.
You open the doors, and there's gold and silver bullion.
Just gold and silver bullion?
just gold and silver bullion. Maybe 80 pounds of silver and 20 pounds of gold. This is, 20 pounds of gold is 1,000 gold pieces in and of itself. 80 pounds of silver is 4,000 silver coins, 4,000 silver pieces. So, quite a bit of money.
Well, now, this is a turn up for the books. I'm going to check the gold and silver bullion just to make sure there's not anything concealed in that.
The gold and silver bullion opens up, and inside is the cocaine you've been looking for.
You never know, okay? So I'm just going to be under the cart just going, oh, right.
And what are we smuggling? Something dangerous?
Take a look, brother, take a look. I mean, it's probably dangerous if whoever owns it realizes that
Not familiar with this. What is this?
it's gold and silver.
So we're smuggling gold and silver, you tell me? Nothing else.
I'm assuming that we're smuggling it to, well, look, taxes, transporting that sort of stuff is dangerous at the best of times. You send it in a big, heavily armed cart, it's going to make you a target. If you send it with some refugees, nobody's going to really assume that we're carrying that much wealth.
Well, let's hope we don't lose it then, because I don't want to get hunted by some criminals.
To be fair, brother, I mean, if we took it, then we could afford to hire some pretty good bodyguards. I mean, I don't see anybody's name on it, do you?
Reduce the suspicion on us. Isn't that what you just said?
That was before I realized that we were suddenly very, very wealthy, brother.
We have more gold with us than what is under the cart.
You do have a lot of money in jewelry, both of you. Many of you. Still, gold bullion is gold bullion. It's fantastic.
It's much more easily transferable. That's quite a lot of money. Yes, right. Well, anyway, let's get cracking, shall we? Also, I think we should probably work on some disguises, since you are quite noticeable, brother.
I'm fine. I dress for comfort.
You get to disguise too. What I'm probably going to do is try and disguise all of us as peasants using the cloth, etc., that's in the cart and things. Just try and sort of...
It will be hard to disguise this beautiful face, sister.
Maybe you should shave, brother.
No, I do have my shaving kit with me, bud.
There's a stone cold
nobody-
look from him to you.
Nobody would recognize you without a beard, I tell
Never
you.
shave my beard.
Fine, how about we braid it or something? Oh, we could change the colour.
No, braided beard. That sounds...
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine with a braided beard.
Fair enough. So what I'll probably do is, I'll braid Badarius's beard so that it just looks a lot shorter. I'll kind of braid it and roll it underneath and do the beard bun thing, so it looks like a much shorter, neater beard rather than the big bushy thing. What about your hair, brother? What you just only got your hair?
I would like to keep my hair as well. There are some tattoos under my hair. I don't want to reveal them.
Why have you got tattoos under your hair? That's stupid.
It is a long story.
Are you smuggling messages for a Greek king?
Did it involve you getting drunk?
No, it involved a long set of things that happened in Outlast.
You got drunk. Right, okay, anyway. Okay, well, just a hat then, I think. Right, so, and I will just basically try and sort of make everybody look a bit more peasant-y and down at their heels and things.
It's difficult to make you guys look like peasants, but you do the best job you can. Why don't you give me
get a bit of tooth black and, a couple of teeth and, sort of rub some dirt in.
Sure, why don't you give me a disguise check?
Right. Disguise.
Yeah. So you are the most adept at passing yourself off as not a noble, probably followed by Budarios, and then Sarah and Sammy equally in last place, because you're practiced at this sort of thing. 25, yeah. So it's quite passable, as long as your siblings don't talk and reveal their noble accent. You should be good.
Right, I'll just be like, yes, if anything happens, let me do the talking, okay? Because, you know, that's what I'm here for, apparently.
So, Maya, who was this, you know, theoretical context you were supposed to deliver this to?
Not sure. Somebody in, would she have given me an actual name and things?
Yeah, I'm sure in the discussion of specifics, she would have revealed her name is... oh god, what's a courtesan's name on the fly? It's definitely not Madame Horsehair, but that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Madame Bessie.
I don't know.
That's a horse's name.
I
Give
know.
her a French name, like Madame La Veuve or something like that.
Madame La Bump.
La bomb.
Madame La Bombe. I like it.
Sure, Madame Le Bon.
That's what she's good at.
La Bombe. Very good.
She's thick.
I'm really bad at names, guys. I'm really
Okay,
bad at
so
names.
is that who we're giving it to, or is that who we got it from?
Who we got it from?
That's who you got it from. You're delivering it to her aunt or something that's like in Unyaka.
So
Or just
Auntie
outside of
LeBon.
Unyaka, yeah.
Auntie La Bump. I'm assuming she runs a brothel too. That's my assumption. So yeah, I guess I'll be like, right. So I've done my part, and quite frankly, I'm rather tired now. Somebody else can drive. I'm going to have a nap, and I'm just going to settle myself down in the back of the car, wrap myself up in blankets, and just have a nap.
All
I
right.
drive. I think I'm the least injured of us all. And I have a good eye. There will nothing just jump on me with my 7 perception.
All right. And off you go. Up the north end of the road, along the road now, because you've got a wagon, right? You want to be on the road, not off the road.
Yes.
Okay. And you make some good progress this day. You can stop that night and rest. Everyone regains one. No, it's every 3 days you regain HP. So no HP regained yet. We move on. This is going to be
2 days of good rest? Or is it something else? Or is it always 3 days?
It's always 3 days.
It's always 3, unless we have a healer.
Well, then it's
Which
3,
Neal
but you get
told us
back
about.
2 HP, but it's
Oh,
still
right,
3
so-
days.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
All right. So the first.
healer, fam.
I basically roll a bunch of d16s and get my mana back.
Give me your stuff. Roll it.
Let's
Let's see.
If I'm resting during the day, I just have a willpower. Yeah, just willpower.
Yeah, so it's 2 willpower checks, 1 for your night and 1 for your day.
So 2d16, and I'm full.
Perfect. All right. The second day, you're coming up along the road. You get to about here, which is roughly where you're gonna want to start veering off to head towards Unyaka, when you see a group of soldiers riding to you on horseback. They have red tabards with the sigil of the house Gildarin. No, not Gildarin, Shazarin on you. These people with the red army markers, yeah.
We like the Shazaran.
No, we despise them. They are traitors. We despise them.
All right. In that case,
KOS. I'm gonna knock hard and try to make sure that someone notices what's going on.
Yep. I pick up on what's happening and I start casting some spells.
What spells are you casting?
Some personal perception filters.
Okay. On who?
Let's see. Is Yassi, like, noticeable? Would people actually know who she is?
They would notice you guys first, and then Yassi.
Yep. So, me, Sarah, Maya, then Bud.
Okay.
4 minutes of casting.
All right. So you cast it on 4 creatures. The soldiers have already spotted the cart before the spells go off, so they're going to approach it anyway, but they may not notice all the people in the cart now. And they ride up, the 4 of them, and kind of motion for you guys to stop the cart. And their leader approaches you. Their leader is an older woman, not like, ancient old, but definitely in her like 60s. She's got some a breastplate on. She's got a lance couched on one side, chainmail leggings, and arm bits. And she waves one hand to you and says, "Ho there, travelers.
All right, my lord.
Have you noticed anything suspicious along the road?"
Wait, what?
People, suspicious people. There's a war on.
No, my lord. I haven't seen anybody along the road.
No travelers of note?
I mean, there have been, some peasants and things, but I don't think... No.
No nobles of any kind?
Oh, no, my lord. No, you're the first noble we've seen.
Any, armed guards? Unusual displays of wealth? What are you hauling?
Oh, well, we're all in just some goods, some household goods, my lord. Sort of food and things like that. We're traveling up to. We're traveling up to Inyaka. See our granny. Mm-hmm. Terrible ill with the grapes these past 2 weeks.
Unyaka, you say? You do know that Unyaka is currently held by traitors to the realm.
Granny's not a traitor, my lord. She's got
I'm not saying your granny's a traitor, but Unyaka has been under the influence of the Gildaran family. They've taken the kingdom's treasury and stolen it for themselves.
Oh, no, that's terrible, my lord.
Plundered the whole of the kingdom.
Do you think they've plundered my granny?
Quite possibly.
Oh,
She's in the treasury now.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. The birds were chirping quite loudly.
I said, I hope they don't catch the grapes off her. She got it real bad. We'd hate to see that going through the army.
Yes, I understood that. Well, you won't mind if I look through these crates then, will you? She says, flipping back the canvas and sort of like making a gesture of recognition to the people in the cart, but without actually making eye contact with you, just kind of like, get out of my way. She like flips open the thing and opens the 3 boxes and closes them and puts the thing back and goes, well, safe travels. And if you do hear about anything of the Gildaran family, any of their treasure hoarding or thieving, do report it to the closest Shazaran outpost.
Yes, my lord, I will. Thank you very much. I'm sort of like clumsily tug my forelock kind of thing. So like, thank you, my lord.
She gives you a wave and heads off with her horsemen down the road. All right. Second obstacle navigated. Well done.
I love being a country bumpkin. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Eventually you get to the point where you're going to steer off the road, and how do you want to do this? Just straight beeline to Unyaka?
Is there like an actual passage, like a traveled path?
No.
Or is it literally just plains and
open grassland? There might be a few walking trails here and there, but nothing with wagon ruts in it. It's going to be slow going across the plain.
I think it makes kind of sense to take kind of the nearest road, but really go around the Sindarin forest. Mm-hmm. It's not at the edges, not really hitting it, being a couple of miles away.
Well, let's
Because,
roll.
I don't know, maybe they wander out to hunt or secure their spots, the ogres, who knows?
Let's roll for random encounters, of which there are none. So you spend the rest of the day traveling in peace.
D16 for mana.
Wonderful.
Is this the third day or fourth day?
This is the end of the second day.
Yeah, end of second.
Wonderful. And the third day will get you, just about to the edge of the Dracilian Hills. You are, how far? Not within visual range of the Sinduin Forest, and you're getting to the point where it's going to be rough traveling for your wagon. Now, there is sort of like one passageway that people take from the hills here to Unyaka. It goes through like an old dried riverbed that further up ahead has been, a river has been diverted to go separately, and the old riverbed has been used by travelers to get here. So it's a fairly well-known passageway through these winding hills and canyons. It's really the perfect place for an ambush of any kind.
Before we go on, should we start our journey tomorrow morning into these?
Yes, because this is I do not like the look of that at all.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Do you know of any thieves or smugglers who use those
Do I know?
roads? Who else to ask, sister?
I'm
You always wanted to steal everything along our travels, so I assume you must have some contacts.
I am a pragmatist, brother. A pragmatist. I'm not some common gutter thief.
I never said that. You're my sister. I will still call you a princess thief, but it's fine.
She steals princesses? My god. Someone call a knight. We need a knight over here.
Oh my god. One thing we might want to do is unhook the donkey, load it up with supplies, and go around this riverbed.
You could try and just take it over the hills. You would be going at a much, much slower rate if you're just like paving your own trail. But if speed is not an issue for you, it could be much safer.
I value stealth over speed.
Okay.
How much gold it is we have under our cart in pounds?
20 pounds of gold, 80 pounds of silver.
I think the cart would be very valuable once we leave the hills, though. If we're going to travel the Quasarian steppes.
I think either we take the cart over the hills and, if needs be, abandon it and take the donkey, or
Wait, you're not going to deliver the cart and the gold and silver to the other person?
Are you fucking high?
I just thought you guys were going to do it. I thought
it all.
Is the other person in the city, or are they close to the city?
No,
'Cause it's all
they're just outside of the city.
Meh.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Who asks? It's obviously gonna get murdered to hide the evidence kind of thing. It's obviously dodgy. It's like you kill the patsies, you get them to do the dangerous shit, and then you kill them afterwards. That's that's what I do. Or should I say that's what Maya would do?
Well, we don't think of
Nobody says you have to knock on the door, though.
They think of us as middle class or upper middle class.
They think of us as useful idiots.
And it's not like they wouldn't have said that ahead of time though. So, but for all they know, they're expecting it from the actual person.
I just don't want to take the chance.
Yeah. I think the cart's too valuable to leave here.
I could carry the gold, but I have in no way.
Well, let's go cross country with the cart. We'll be fine.
The silver.
Let's take the cart cross country, and if it's really bad, we can just sort of, leave it behind and take the donkey instead.
You just said you prefer safety.
Honestly, the safety probably comes from the wagon. The cart. Is it a wagon?
It's a cart. Oh, no. The safety comes in not going down that dry riverbed of obvious ambush. Look at the vantage points up there. Look, on both sides. It's perfect for raining arrows down on people. Look at it.
Maya, would you like to scout ahead?
No, because I'm still grievously injured, brother.
Yeah.
One stray arrow and I'm done for.
So I'm confused. I'm confused where we're going while you're having this discussion. Are we delivering this card or are we not delivering this card? Because that matters in terms of where we want to go with it.
I personally feel that delivering the cart is suicide. I think that we should either take the donkey or take the cart up and round the side of this obvious ambush point and just carry on through the hills that way. I think under no circumstances should we go to the city.
So, we're approaching the end of day 3, right, Neal?
Yeah.
So, this would be when people heal 1 wound each, and Sarah could heal the 5-point wound.
Yep. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
How much can a donkey carry without being over encumbered on its own?
If it is holding and not pulling the weight, the donkey, animal, no, not animal gear, just regular animals. Donkey, mule or ass can carry 180 pounds lifting without lowering its movement rate.
Okay, so we could let the donkey carry the silver. I could carry the gold. I would be lightly encumbered, but we could ditch the cart and take a more safe route. And we could still deliver the gold. As we have a contract, right?
Well, do we not want to take the cart further? Is it impossible to take the cart through the steps and further up when we want to?
You could take it through the hills, but it would just be way slower if you're having to navigate and find places where the cart can take.
But it would only be slower throughout, like, the hills. Once we made it to the steps, right? It would be still
Totally
faster
golden.
than probably walking.
Super faster.
Yes, but the problem is that going through the hills on a well-traveled and well-known road, where smugglers and other people like to travel, there's a high chance we will get ambushed. And in our current situation, that might not be right.
Wait, are you talking about going around? That's not a well-traveled route. Going along the riverbed is the well-traveled route. Going around is the sneaky way.
Yes, but it's without the card, right?
No, you
to
can
go
take
around.
the cart. It just takes a longer time. You can take the cart.
We could go around with the cart.
I think we should just take the slow route, take the cart, and just, like, keep taking the cart and the donkey so we can move on with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we rest up for the night before we head off into the hills, though?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you rest here for the night. We will roll another encounter check.
I still need 2d6 of mana.
11 more for you. All right. The night passes uneventfully here at the edge of the plains. And in the morning, where did we settle? Going with the cart or going with the donkey only?
Going with the
We're
cart.
going with the cart, the long route.
All right.
Also, do we heal up 1 hit point now?
Everyone heals 1
Yes.
HP.
On each wound, right?
Each wound heals 1. You can just click the heal 1 button.
Cool.
Sarah could heal me. I have now 5 hit point wound, so that would be great.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you heal my 5-point wound as well, please?
Yes, I can do that as well.
Yay!
I'll also heal my 5-point wound. Yay.
Woo!
Bless Martha. Oh,
well,
yeah.
almost, just under half it. Wait, over half. Hang on.
So as one thing, okay, as I'm healing Maya, usually I don't talk as I'm healing, right? But I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna sit next to Maya and like take care of her wounds, and I'm gonna say, like rather quietly, I want this to be like a talk between the two of us, right? This is not a family or large family talk. I'm gonna say, so I wanted to apologize.
Why?
Because of what I said in the tomb to you. That I blame you for what happened.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's not important.
No, listen. It is important.
Right.
You and I, we are very different in many things. That doesn't make me love you any less. Not in the slightest. It really doesn't. But sometimes it's really difficult for me. I heard you when you said that we have so many advantages since you're traveling with us. And it's right. Like we all profit from the things you do, and I'd be a lie if I'd say that I don't. I do. You're doing things that I can't do and that I can't like imagine, right? But I know you don't worship the gods as I do. I don't agree with it, but I respect that, right? And I'm a follower of Martha, and you might not be pleased with that, and that is okay.
It's none of my business.
Well, here's the thing. It kind of is. Because if I want to be a follower of Martha, then she is to agree with the things I do. It's kind of like a pact between the two of us. If I anger her, then I'm going to lose all my ability to heal us while we're traveling. I will be practically useless to protect this family. And I will be useless to protect you as well. I know you're the most cunning of all of us. I don't doubt it. But I think we all need this protection. And even if you can't, I guess, value my faith, maybe you can just value my usefulness.
So what do you want me to do?
So sometimes there's a choice. Sometimes there's a choice to take like a minor risk. In your eyes, sometimes it might be an unnecessary risk, right? But if there's sometimes a chance to take this risk just to save a life here or there, just to, hesitate 1 second and let somebody go. If that's a risk we can take, then maybe just sometimes reconsider, just for my sake.
So what you're saying is less indiscriminate elimination of witnesses, then?
I'm saying sometimes maybe just knock people out instead of getting entirely rid of them. Just sometimes. I'm not saying every single time. I know that. Listen,
I will see what I can do.
And I look at her and I say, I really appreciate that.
Oh, fine.
I'm not an idiot, It is difficult because many clerics of Martha, they sit in their temples and they heal people and they bless babies. That's not a cleric of Martha I can be.
Yes,
I can't be that.
Sister, the thing is, you were trained to save lives and to be all, ooh, Martha, and I was trained to do what I must.
I understand that.
And the survival of my family. I didn't have the luxury of choices. So,
I'll look at her and I say, I never chose this for me. I was chosen, you know. And I do embrace it fully because this is my life and I wouldn't miss it in the world.
Likewise, sister.
And I put one hand on her shoulder and I say, I think together we could be two sides of the same coin. And we could be very powerful if we make the right decisions together.
You see a perk up at the mention of the word powerful. It's just... True. I will see what I can do, sister.
And I nod in appreciation.
And then sort of like, I'm just going to sort of hurry off and busy myself elsewhere.
Okay. And off you go that next morning through the hills, making very little progress over the course of the day. And running into absolutely no people of any note. At some point, you see a coyote. That's it.
Oh my god, did you see that?
Dinner.
Right.
I mean, we do have rations, so I don't think we have to.
Yeah.
No, I'm more
We
just...
have rations on the cart.
A little bit paranoid.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Maya's very paranoid and twitchy and on edge.
Mm-hmm. As you should be, actually. This is not necessarily the safest of the places.
Actually,
Indeed.
dragon polymorphed into a coyote.
It's a were-coyote.
They're scary.
Not as bad as were-tigers.
Take a look at my notes here on what monsters live in this area. Lovely. Excellent. Can I get a perception check for your second day of travel?
Everybody?
Whoever's leading, whoever's driving the wagon.
Probably me, then.
All right.
If you want something done properly, do it yourself.
Don't leave it to Bud.
That's true. Ooh. So, Maya, you guys are moving through these hills, between a canyon here or there, trying to find ways around obstacles. Sometimes you come to like an area that you thought would work and you have to backtrack for an hour and a half and then go around this thing and it takes
There's
forever.
a lot of swearing under Maya's breath.
It's a huge pain in the ass, but one of these times you're coming through an area between two hills that looks like it's going to be easy to traverse, and there's something about it that kind of throws you. Like the positioning of these dead plants is just like a little bit too something, and they're dead, but they're like propped up as if they're not dead, and you're...
Nope, we're turning round. Nope, going back the other way. Let's find a way around this place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm avoiding the obvious trap.
All right. You go back around the other way, and that's fine. You can just spend the rest of the day doing that. They, whatever it is, do not pursue.
Do not
and
engage with the scary traps.
By the end of the day, you are some maybe 2.5 miles from Munyaka, and maybe a day-ish from the river that you would have to cross to keep going. Going around the river is theoretically possible, but super far out of your way, but possible.
Maya,
Yes?
would it make sense to meet this Aunt Le Bomb
No.
outside the city?
Nope, it's a horrible idea. Nope.
How do we deliver the gold then?
The entire point, brother, is that we do not deliver the gold. Think of it as a contribution to keeping the correct royal family on the throne of Akuban. She's a patriot, whether she knows it or not.
That's a good argument.
Fine.
Good.
I say I can take the gold. I don't mind.
Oh, sister, no. That's a terrible idea. Don't go in on your own. Especially don't let them know that you know about the gold.
Well, I can take the cart as well.
But we need the cart, sister.
And bring it back.
So you both want to go together while we wait outside?
No. It's a horrible idea.
I think you could use some time to bond. Now look at the both of you.
Brother?
A little sister time. Hug it out.
You and Sammy would be on your own in the hills. Horribly dangerous.
We can manage Sammy, right?
We would be on our own with some sort of criminal smuggler types. Also horribly dangerous. This is a terrible idea, and I strongly protest and object to it.
Sarah?
Carry on as we... Sarah, please tell him it's a terrible idea. Please tell him it's a terrible idea.
You know, maybe having smuggler types as allies is not the worst idea in the world.
Swear to God, you will be the death of me.
I'm with Maya on this.
Sammy, thank you. Yes. Talk to your sister. Dear God.
I can't convince her of her opinion, but I think we just have to take safer routes where we can, and well, this is the safer route.
Like I said,
there might be a moment where we might need them. If they're able to ship things from A to B, hidden.
Or they're horribly dangerous criminal types who would just see us as useful idiots. And if we tried to double cross them or wrangle them in any way, they'd just be like, oh no, we don't need you anymore. You're dead.
While I disagree that, well, I don't see how these people would be dangerous. They're smuggling their money for tax purposes. Let me speak, Maya.
People will do terrible things for money.
Just let me speak. They're avoiding the taxes. While I don't think they're a dangerous sort, I think Maya has more experience in this world than any of us combined. And I'm going to trust her judgment. As we all should as members of her family.
So we're just gonna mistrust everybody we meet? The good ones, the bad ones, just everybody?
The obvious criminals? Yes.
We are obvious criminals as well to some people.
Criminals are not a problem of Akuba.
Sister, if we meet our wandering cleric of Martha, I will promise I will be as nice as pie to them. But please, can we just not trust the people smuggling huge amounts of money? It's a horrible idea.
I remember some of you saying the same when I said we should follow that goblin into that cave. And that was what kept us alive back in that day. So, I mean, you know.
I thought we'd agreed on this before we headed off. Oh.
I'm not gonna push against your judgment, but I won't have any of this gold for myself. Okay. I won't take any of it. Okay. You do with it whatever you want. I will have none of it, and I don't want to speak about it anymore. And I'm sorely disappointed in some of you, and I look at Sammy. We're a royal family, in case somebody has forgotten about that.
It's basically taxes. It's tithes for us, okay? It's basically our money anyway. It's fine.
That's like all she says.
If it's about the share of the taxes, I can give you some of my belongings. And we're fine.
Can I propose that we send one of our other members to deliver this instead?
Are you able to send a message to this Aunt La Bombe?
If I knew what she looked like,
Unfortunately, I didn't get a portrait or anything.
If I
small locket with a painting in it.
I could send a messenger to her, but without any information other than her name, well, it's frankly impossible for me. If this is causing a divide between our family, Maya is concerned with us meeting these people, and Sarah is concerned with doing what's right.
Oh, okay. I have a compromise.
So
right.
I'm getting to that, Maya. The compromise could be that we send Jane to deliver. We send her with the ox. We send her with the money.
What ox? We got a donkey.
Is it a donkey? We send her with the donkey. We send her with the money. She makes a delivery, finds this person, and she comes back.
Okay,
if
now...
she does not come back, we make the travels through the hills ourselves.
So...
I just look at her while we talk about her. That's a great idea. Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
So you're just going to send... The basically untrained person...
It's not going to happen, don't worry.
Off with the transport. I have another compromise, brother. We bury the money here and go off with the cart. That way, if they catch us, we can just be like, what money? We don't know what you're talking about. Or just give them the location of the money or something. You know, an insurance policy of some description.
If they find us for whatever reason, which...
That way we haven't stolen the money.
It's highly unlikely.
The moment we come without the money, and they need to ask us where the money is, trouble has already started.
Look. If we bury the money here, we won't be stealing it, and Sarah will be happy. We can send them a letter with the location of the money later. That way we haven't stolen the money. It's in a safe place that only we know. We can send them a letter with the location of the money after we're safely well away from them. What do you reckon, Sarah? Is that a compromise?
Do I know anyone in Onyaka, Neal?
I don't think you have any friends over there. You know of officials in the region, but sounds like they've all been kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
That way we're not stealing the money, Sarah. We're not thieves. See? Does that make you feel better? We're just putting it in a safe place until they can retrieve it.
So first of all, I'm really tired of all this paranoia. Like, it makes me anxious and I don't like it. Secondly, let's buy into the paranoia scheme. What if somebody's following us and they see us bury this stuff? What if they take it? What then? Like, you can spin this endlessly. I think we have to take a risk, or you guys take the money, but it goes either way. We're going the full way, one way, or another way. I'm tired of these weird compromises.
Well, in that case, let's take the money.
I'm voting for giving it back.
Oh, that's like a 50-50.
You know, brother? You take the money back. You take the money back. Don't send someone else to do it. You're the one who wants to do it. You take the risk.
Sure.
I'll go with Bud.
Oh.
All right. So Bud and Sarah. So the party will.
You guys take care of Yassi.
And Jane.
Jane can fend for herself. She's a strong, independent woman. What do you want, Neal?
No one will know that I'm the heir to the throne. No one will see me coming.
Before you go, let me at least hide you. And I'll cast perception filters on them.
What is the duration of that spell?
30 minutes, I think.
Okay, so you're going to want to wait till you're a little closer to the place to cast it then, because you're still, some miles away, which will take you forever to get there. So the party gets closer until perhaps the desired location is within line of sight from a hilltop somewhere. Budarios and Sarah get a personal perception filter cast on them, and the cart and the donkey move forward while Yassi, Maya, Sammy, and Jane stay behind.
We should wait a bit till there's another cart, or maybe 2 carts coming on the road, so we can join them. Because otherwise, the perception filter won't work because it's only us traveling, right? If I remember the spell correctly, as
Something
a player.
Like that.
Yeah.
Also, Maya is totally going to sneak and follow them. Because those 2 idiots need backup.
We love you.
The building that you're headed to is
You make it hard for me to love you.
It looks like an old church, kind of sitting on a hilltop somewhere. But considering the source of this cart and its destination,
It's probably a brothel.
it's probably not a church. But Bud and Sarah pull the wagon up along towards it. You give it some time looking for other carts, but it becomes clear to you that there's nothing else coming here today, and you've got a pretty good range of the miles around you, and there's nothing approaching anywhere. So you could camp out for a few days waiting for another cart to show, or you could head in on your own.
I guess we will head on our own.
Excellent.
Maya, I think you should do the talking. I'll rather be the quiet.
She's still all the way behind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Maya is following you, but yeah, you don't know that.
Yeah, I nod. I take off like the scarf that I had around, I guess, and I like display my attire of Martha. Yeah.
All right. You arrive at the church.
The church.
It seems like a church from the outside, yeah.
Nice.
It's got a steeple, it's got a bell, it's got like nice doors on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Any god dedicated to the church?
There are no statues of gods on the outside. They're usually on the inside. And as you arrive,
anybody going,
Oh God! Oh God!
not yet. As you arrive, the doors open and a nun steps out. Not quite a priestess. She's wearing long blue robes, silver trim around them. Both of her hands are tucked in the sleeves, and she awaits as the wagon arrives all the way to it, and raises a hand and said, by the gods, bless your journey here. Have you come to pray?
Oh, blessed day, sister. My name... I look at her, and I say, my name is Mother Serene. We're here to bring goods to Lady LeBon. I think she's expecting us.
She drops down onto one knee as you say "mother," and comes back up doing some.
My child, please get up. It's all fine. No worries.
Lady LeBon?
Exactly.
I see. She blinks a few times, processing all the information coming in at once. Well, please bring the wagon round back then, Mother.
Excellent.
Mother, what was it again?
Serene.
Serene.
Mother Serene, yes.
Okay. You bring the cart round the back of the church. There's like a small altar there, a little bowl filled with holy water. There's a pair of men dressed as monks sitting down and having a slight conversation in a garden. They all quiet down as you arrive. The wagon stops at the back of the church, and the sister says, well then, thank you for bringing the wagon. We've been waiting for the supplies in it for some time now.
I say it is my pleasure. Unfortunately, I will have to take the cart back because we are expected to return.
I see. Well, why don't you rest inside while I get some people to unload the wagon?
That would be lovely.
Okay.
And I make like a symbol of Martha.
She'll reply with the
rings.
same thing. Yeah, the rings. She'll head inside and send out a couple of people dressed as what's the word for the person who, like the orderly of the church? What's that called? There's probably a name.
Friars? No. Maybe?
I don't know.
Not sure.
One of the volunteers there that helps take care of
Layman.
business.
Layman.
Layman? Yeah, sure. Well, some of the laymen there. and they'll unload the cart while you and Bud can go inside and rest. And it looks like a church. There's statues to the gods. They're going all around. There's a altar there. There's a priest walking sort of back and forth at the top, wearing a robe that has god symbols all over it.
Like different gods?
Acolyte might be fitting as well, right?
Ooh, acolyte would work. Yeah. He's got like the symbols of all the gods. He's sort of like a generalist priest, not a cleric.
Yeah. So Maya, by the way, has probably sort of like followed them up, and he's just sort of like
watching from a distance.
Yeah, just watching the cart being unloaded from a bush or something.
From where you're seeing, they haul the boxes out from the top. Someone scoots on underneath, grabs the boxes from there, and they all get hauled not into the church, but there's like a cellar door near the back that all these supplies seem to be shoved down. And then the acolytes come back out, and a few minutes later, the sister, the nun, comes back to the two of you and says that the cart has been unloaded. Have you had enough food or water? Do you need rest?
We're in very, very good shape. Thank you very much.
Of course.
God's be with you. A tedious travel, but home is the best place to be.
Well, if you need a place to stay for the night, our pews are open to you.
We appreciate it. If we might run into any trouble, we might return, but I hope we won't.
Has anyone ever told you, Mother, that you look like a certain someone? Are you familiar with Princess Sarah? She too is
I chuckle and I look at them and I say, I hear that all the time, and it's such a compliment you can't even imagine. One time I went to this bar and I actually got drinks all night long. Oh my god, it was, and I look at them and I'm like, yeah, it's this. I know. Thank you very much. But these times it can also be kind of troublesome sometimes. It used to be really nice, but times change and that.
Of course. Well,
I hide my face even more.
Just have the scarf like 4 times around the beard.
Put a mark in my face just so no one can see some.
I once had the pleasure of seeing the princess myself. She came into Unyaka some years back, and there was a small parade through town, and I saw her there riding along with her father in the cart, and in a wagon. It was a wonderful day. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to attend to. Have a good day.
You too.
And I guess you guys can take off with the cart.
Smooth.
We take off with the cart. And so the thing is, like, Sarah usually isn't into lying all these things, right? But she has obviously learned from Maya, right? When Maya was like getting it, and she can't be a country bumpkin. That's not something she can do, but she can still be like a cleric of Martha, right? Like that's something she kind of can do. So she was like trying to, because she took that seriously when she said to Maya, we can help each other and learn from each other in a way, right? So I guess that's her compromise on lying a little bit, but still making the best out of the situation.
You just bend the truth. It's
exactly.
Like an outright bullshit, sort of like much harder.
All right. You get back to the rest of the party, and why don't we go to our...
Probably, as they come out, sort of Maya will just sort of appear from a bush and just hop up into the cart and be like, thought for sure I'd have to haul your asses out of the fire.
Oh, I always said fear the nuns, fear the nuns.
It was actually kind of fun, like a little bit.
What did you do?
Yeah, we should become smugglers.
I just chuckle.
Are you enjoying breaking the law, sister?
Me? Oh no. No, it was. I feel terrible about it. I say it, and I like chuckle a little bit.
If I start getting religious notions, then just put me out of my misery immediately.
I laugh and I pat her on the back.
Didn't you yesterday before you went to sleep made some strange hand motions? You remember? No? It already started.
I believe
Yeah.
I was making rude hand gestures at you, brother.
It's the same.
You guys can bed down here. We're gonna go to our second break, and when we come back, we'll continue our journey. See you guys on the other side.